Hey guys, this is the second part to my offensive war MVP list. What to build, where to put them, who to use them against. Let's jump right into it, and we're going to start off with X23. Now, X23 is such a great character, and in big part that comes from her passive, knocking people low enough that she gets more speed meter and gets to keep taking turns ripping the enemy apart early. And because you need her to rip the enemy apart early, you're going to want extra damage on that special and ultimate. They go a really long way, those two T4s. I don't think they're mandatory per se, but they're going to sure up all the tiny cracks that could present themselves. And the teams you want to use her with, X-Force preferably. If you don't want to build up the full X-Force team, an uncanny hybrid with Negasonic, Cyclops, Phoenix, and Colossus. I've seen that work, but you know, that's kind of like, oh, I don't want to build up Domino because she dies to the wind. And lastly, you can put her with X Factor as that fifth member. But again, guys, X-Force is definitely the way to go. So, who to use them against? Mercs. Because of the way her special interacts with Taskmaster blocking, she can just completely knock him away and just ruin a Merc's day. Symbiotes as well. She can put an ability block on the anti-venom. If somehow that Negasonic knocked the anti-venom into the yellow, she'll actually do the 2-tap on him and obliterate him too. And alternatively, guys, non-boosted teams of, you see a crazy hybrid, it's 900k, you got your 600k X Factor, they're not boosted, go away. You'll send them packing with your Negasonic's gonna knock someone yellow for sure, and then your X23 is gonna come in and just wipe the board. So let's see her in action. This is about a 15k punch up. Sorry about the screen here, guys. This was recorded on Streamlabs. I forgot to record the raw footage of it, so ignore that pitiful stream follower count. But let's watch this. Negasonic goes. There's a Greg. It's non-boosted, so people get absolutely shredded. Now watch X23 go. No block there because it wasn't boosted, but that's okay. Look how low she sent them, and then she ults, and this is why those T4s are so valuable. Just completely obliterates everybody because of her passive. She takes yet another turn, knocking the hell low enough to get cleared out, and then the rest of X-Force would come in and play their pitiful little role. But as a 1-2 punch, her and Negasonic are amazing together. So very easy win, almost under 30 seconds. Had I hit auto, would have been. Let's look at Longshot. Passive and ultimate. That passive for the speed is super important. Teams, X Factor, or a hybrid, but has to be with Shatterstar. Best used against Brotherhood Doom or the Marauders. You want some good counters for those teams. They're going to be very big. Let's see it in action. This is about 115k punch up. And just watch what Longshot's passive does to this enemy team. Shatterstar goes. We see a bunch of crits. Look at all this turn meter we get. He'll go. And his damage can't be understated. That's why you want that ultimate, especially in the Brotherhood Doom team. Because you really want to be able to destroy that Doom in one shot if you can. Alternatively, you want to be able to really crush him after he rebalances and kill him before he gets to use a second or third special. So as I've been talking, guys, you just see the speed meter. It's insane. All the damage, all the bleeds. He's absolutely shredding them apart. He's facilitating how his team works. Without him, there is no X Factor. And this is just a very easy win. Never in any damage, any trouble. And that's just how that goes. So X Factor, another very good offensive team, but only because of Longshot. So good Red Guardian. You're going to want the special. It's going to cleanse more, heal. The passive, you want that extra life, because why he contributes so much that I had to include him on this list is he's so tanky. He's got an ability block. He's got a cleanse for himself. He's got a huge heal. He's got another taunt, on-spawn taunt. He's a ridiculous character that helps you withstand any kind of barrage, and then you get to go do your thing. So teams, guys, you're going to want to use him on Skeleton, preferably. I know you've seen me use him with my Doom team, but as soon as my Skeleton is built up, I'll find something else to facilitate Doom. Otherwise, you can put him on a hybrid like I do. Best used against, guys, the Mercenaries, Marauders, or hybrids, because he's going to soak up any kind of front-loaded damage. Now, I want to say thanks to my buddy Big Red for this recording. It's going to clear up here in a second. And this is just a really high-level play. 700k Mercenaries, and just watch how Red Guardian eats up all the damage for his team and lets them do what they need to do. Look at him just tanking all that like a champ. Now, of course, someone else would have had taunt without the rest of Skeletal, but imagine this on a hybrid. That wouldn't be the case, and Red Guardian would just be eating everything up if it wasn't mercenaries, that is to say. So he's just tanked so much here. But the mercenaries do a little bit more damage. We got someone in the yellow. Taskmaster doing some retaliations. Big damage all over the place. Mercenaries are not to be messed with at these higher levels, for sure. Now watch this heal. Absolutely full heals his entire team. Yeah, it does more to the Skeletal, but to everyone else, because of his giant health pool, it's still big. And that doesn't even show his ability block, guys. He does a huge damage on his ult with an ability block. Great against Doom teams. I had to include Red Guardian on this, not just because he looks like Cerebro and Reminex, but because he's awesome. Now, another on-spawn tank, if you will, we gotta look at is Bishop. His passive, for sure you want that 100% retaliate. The special, I value higher than the ultimate because of who I like to use him against. Now, it's very important for the Astonishing X-Men that you need to blow up somebody quick, get that turn meter rolling. After that, the ultimate is just a massive AoE blast, rips teams apart, but you want to open up with that special. Now for teams, Astonishing X-Men preferably, but if not, you want to use him with Beast and Jubilee on a hybrid team. Again, you can throw in some Uncanny X-Men. You can throw in X-23 there if you want to, but he needs to have Jubilee. Without Jubilee, his special doesn't work the way it needs to work. His ultimate, you want to use him with Jubilee. Now, he's best used against Sinister Six, guys. Right now, my Astonishing X-Men are just crazily built, so I can't really show you a punch-up. However, before they were, I was able to do 150k plus punch-ups on this. All you have to do is use Bishop's special, nuke down a summon, and you get to roll. And with that said, guys, any team with summons, the Astonishing X-Men really have great success with. But watch out for teams with Kestrel and Fury or the new Maria Hill team. When you have death proofs on your enemies, you really want to make sure your ISO interactions, striker, skirmisher, striker, works in such a way that you're killing these minions so you get your turn meter. So let's watch him in action. And like I said, guys, this is a punch down. I guess it's in security. I guess they're in engineering and they're boosted. But this Astonishing X-Men team is capable of giant punch-ups on the Sinister Six. So let's watch how the match plays out. Bishop eats big damage at the beginning because of that taunt. Even with the offense down, he hits so hard. He gives himself offense up with that special because of Jubilee. You take out the summon, and then your team, you own this match just because of that. So the rest of the Astonishing X-Men, of course, do play their part. They're no slouches either. Mine are obviously very clearly built up as well, all G15. So Bishop's about to take his turn. He is now charged and has that offense up because we opened up a special. And let's see what kind of damage that does. Oof. That's a giant Doc Ock. That might have been like a 200k Doc Ock. Electro's gone. He didn't get to use his 3-tap because it called Jubilee as an assist, but that's okay. He gets his charged back because he got attacked. And now he has offense up from Beast. Let's do it again. Boom. There goes Mysterio. There goes Doc Ock. I don't think any other video could have showed just how powerful Bishop is on this team besides this one. He gets the train rolling on the Shocker, and then he's just ripping the enemy team apart. So he is by far the most important member on the Astonishing X-Men. But even on hybrids, as long as you have Jubilee, he works out very well. And just his retaliate on summons, it really shreds them apart. So I really enjoy Bishop. I think he's an amazing character. And last but not least, guys, we got to look at White Tiger and the Shadowlands. You need to use them on Shadowlands the best way they work. For T4s, you're going to want that passive, the special, the ultimate, Some say the ultimate isn't necessary. I would disagree. You want to make sure your White Tiger is getting all the kills to facilitate her speed and rip the enemy apart. Now, who do you want to use them against? Marauders or non-meta punch-ups. I've seen Shadowlands do insane punch-ups against like hero brawlers by 300k margin, like 400 punching up 700k hero brawlers. Absolutely insane, but you need to have a big White Tiger. Let's see her in action. Again, guys, this footage comes from Big Red. He's only doing an 80k punch-up on Marauders, but watch how clean it is. And I will say, you're going to be screaming at the screen, why aren't you using Daredevil Special? He doesn't have it T4'd yet. It's the only reason he's not using it. But just watch what White Tiger does here. In War, a 2-turn ability block. And the rest of those debuffs are just beautiful. And that's going to absolutely shut down the Emma. The only thing you need to worry about is her cleanse in this matchup. And once you take that off the table, you know, you're going to win. And guys, with that said, a 2-turn ability block, that also makes me think Doom teams. So Shadowlands, because of White Tiger, yes, they can take on Doom teams. You got to be careful which kind of Doom teams, but it's very possible. So now you see my Shadowlands, or not my Shadowlands, sorry, Red's Shadowlands are completely covered. He uses that ult, clears off those debuffs, and she still gets to go and rip apart that Sinister. See, all the damage thus far has really come from White Tiger. She obliterated that Sinister. She basically one-shot the Emma, which is great. But the big problem I have with White Tiger is her life. And that's why you really want to pair a big Night Nurse with her. So although I think she's very worthy of the like War MVP offense title, you need to be able to protect her as best you can. Yeah, this whole when I saw this footage, the whole time I was screaming, "Use the special! Use the special!" But he doesn't have a T4, so it doesn't really do much for Shadowlands. And if you're a fan of the War Recap videos, guys, I'm working on my Shadowlands now. I just got White Tiger to gear tier 15. I got all the T4s on them besides the ones I need on Moon Knight and Electra, so I think that's 3 total. But that'll be done soon, so you should be seeing some pretty high Shadowlands footage in the War Recaps moving forward. Maybe not this week, but next week for sure. And there you go. That's some good 700k footage. This is going to get dodged. That's okay. And I don't think the Marauders are going anywhere. Even without Emma, they're going to be a team we have to deal with. And because of that Shadowlands passive, where they don't really hurt each other on being cloned, they're going to have some staying power in the meta, I think. So there you go, guys. That's part 2. That's another 5. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead, like and subscribe. Part 3 is going to come out in a little bit. I'm actually working on something else that somebody has suggested to me. That is 5 characters that aren't super popular and don't really have these super meta teams, but are super impactful in War. Now, if you watch this part 1 and part 2 of this video, you're going to see some of those characters being used as plug and play. But I'll get into them. We'll go over their kits, why they're so impactful, and why I value them so much. But until then, take care, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you next time. Peace.